Hey guys, it's me, RhinoCraft, and today I'm looking through the Entitled Parents subreddit. I've seen a lot of this on YouTube and it gets a lot of views, so I thought I'd try it. All I know is that it's about parents who are very unreasonable. I've also seen a couple of stories about it, but let's... Oh yeah, I got a free reward not too long ago. Let's see. Let's see which one I want to see. Ooh. This one looks, interesting. So, entitled dad tries to get me kicked out of a scouting troop. Okay, so this story goes back to about 7 years. I was in a scouting troop with one terrible kid. For the sake of privacy, we'll call him Stitches, as he was the biggest snitch of all time. Now, Stitches, while also being a huge narc, also had a history of complete apathy and slight psychopathy. When he was in the Cub Scouts, he straight up tackled a kid and choked him until he was unconscious, because the kid asked him to lighten up and have fun. Ooh. That cub never came back. That cub never came back to the pack after that, and I was completely understand why. Anyways, I was going on one of my first camping trips with the troop. It was about my third or fourth time, and I was starting to get the routine of camping down pat. Now, there were rules in my troop about sleeping in tents. One was that everyone had to get a tent buddy, meaning both you and the buddy had to set it up. I can already see where this is going. Sleep in it, keep it clean, and take it down. In other words, pretty standard stuff to help the scouts bond with each other, and it definitely worked. I'm still great friends with some of the kids I've met in the troop, but for this trip, I had the misfortune of being paired with Stitches, since I missed a meeting because I was sick, and got paired with him since no one chose him. Okay, can we pause for just a second? I'm not going to ask why you were away from the meeting, because I obviously won't get to the answer. But why don't they just call the dad and, I guess the story is about the dad. But why don't they just call the dad? Anyways, continuing. We drove over to the site and got straight to work setting everything up. One pair needed to help setting up their tent, so I explained to Stitches that I was going to help them out and he should get started without me since we were slowly losing daylight. Our scoutmaster also had the rule that we weren't allowed to start a campfire until after all the tents were put up, and it was going to be a cold night, so I thought I would help speed up the process. I finished helping those two and came back to see the tent still in the bag. Stitches hasn't even touched the dang thing. When I asked him why, he complained that I wasn't following the rules, which he was right, but that meant that I had to set up the tent in the dark. I noticed how he said I and not we, because he didn't help at all. Oh, it says notice, not I noticed. Okay. Way to be a hypocrite, but whatever. I needed a place to sleep, and I wasn't gonna be petty like him. Now at this campsite, there was a hiking trail that led to an abandoned railroad. We hiked it the next day at the perfect time, so we got back to the site right in time for dinner. On the hike, I found a rail spike on the ground, thought it would be a good souvenir to take home. I just moved, so I had no clue where it is, hold on a minute, I need time to get my English back. Okay, I can't read for extended periods of time, so this is just... Okay. I just moved, so I have no clue where it is, but I still have it somewhere. Oh, okay. Anyways, we got back from the hike and ate our food. That night, we made sure to have our tents cleaned out so we can leave early in the morning. I left the rail spike in the tent and forgot to pack it. Pack it up in my bag and put in the car. The car was somewhat far away, so when I found it, I just left it there. Stitches didn't like that. When we were heading to sleep, Stitches found it, and the following conversation ensued. What's this? It's a rail spike I found on the trail. Pretty cool, right? Why didn't you pack it up? I had, and still do have, a dark sense of humor, so I cracked a joke. Well, if a critter gets in it, I can stab it and we'll have a nice breakfast in the morning. Oh, God. Stitches fell silent and avoided me the next day, meaning I had to take the tent down by myself. So he thought you ate bugs? Why do that? Okay. We had a meeting the day after we got home from the trip, and Stitches was nowhere to be seen. My dad explained that he got a nasty email from Stitches about the remark I made, and that his son didn't feel comfortable with my environment, in any environment with me. I was shocked and near the point of tears, as I thought I could have gotten kicked out of the troop, and apparently he even tried to make that happen. The scoutmaster turned that down since he knew me and knew that I was way too much of a wuss to do anything of the sort. I apologize. By the way, guys, this doesn't just happen on camera. This happens every time I try to talk. Every time I read for extended periods of time out loud, is English. English just goes out the window. Okay, so I apologized profusely to the kid at the next meeting I saw him at, which was a rifle shooting class. Yes, let a 10-year-old have machines literally made for killing. Stitches and his father were both uncomfortable at the sight of me having a gun, which would be normal if it weren't for the fact that they were both comfortable with everyone else. They tried to make the instructor kick me out of class, claiming I was a psychopath. Look who's talking. But to no avail. I ended up being quite the sharpshooter, and the instructor even let me use his handgun. Why does he have a handgun? I was the only kid that got to try it out, and was pretty cool. Although I would never hand a person younger than 25 a loaded handgun if I were an instructor. What's funny is that Stitch's father was kicked out of the troop literally for trying to stage a coup and become the scoutmaster. Or does that say coup? I don't know. I ran into Stitches and his dad a few times. They started their own troop and showed up to big scouting events. Stitches seemed to have grown a bit. He even apologized to me when I ran into him at a scouting summer camp. His dad would still give me and my troop looks, though. Yeah. I have nothing to say. I mean, at least the kid got better. And, well, you actually handled that better than I think I would have. Although I don't know how... I most of the time don't know how I would act in certain situations unless I'm put in them. So... good on you, I guess. Also, I haven't even shot a gun before. Not even a BB gun. In America, we have our here guns in the gun cabinet. I don't know where I'm going with that. It's windy outside. Florida weather's unpredictable. Okay. I want to give that thumbs up award. Rocket fist. Rocket thumbs up. I don't know. AK throws a fit when EK doesn't get a callback. Finally told my mom I love her and feel nauseous in her presence. Okay. I want to see this one. My mother thought how she can use a tragedy to insult my girlfriend and her family. So I, in a way, used an even bigger one as a frick you. Or as an F you. Just 2 days after my last post about my piece of crap mother, I'm here again, this time with every incident that is yet to have its follow. This happened today. My mother never exactly liked my girlfriend, Eva, but she never let it know before we started dating. She's a very xenophobic and Islamophobic. I'm confused. I don't know what a xenophobe is. I'm gonna look that up after the video. I can guess what an Islamophobe is. And Eva's mother is a Muslim immigrant. But despite what my mother thinks about Muslims, an amazing and kind person who has earned my utmost respect and admiration by what she is doing in these times. Tending to coronavirus positive patients when the curve in my country was flattened the wrong way. This isn't important later. Oh, I can guess what's happening. That is not okay. Oh, sorry. I spaced out. I spaced out a lot. Okay. Yesterday in the morning, a Muslim extremist killed 3 people at Notre Dame in French city of Nice. Sorry about that. This might sound like hollow words, but truly an awful fact, and my condolences. It's hard to write, but my mother saw it as a chance to insult Eva's mother, who, again, is a great person. This morning, my mother wrote to me, I hope you know what that scum is doing, and that Eva and her family are exactly like them, and you took them into our lives. I hope you're responsible, or reasonable enough to understand that they're here just to spread their evil religion and kill innocents. Oh my god. This woman's a straight up racist. I am somebody who, as long as... Okay, I'm very intimidated. Not intimidating. I am easily intimidated by people my age or older. So... yeah. People younger than me, not so much, as you can probably tell with my cousin. But despite that fact, I have nothing wrong with anybody unless they straight up do something bad to me. So, I try not to judge people at first glance. Although, can it be avoided? When I read this message, I teared up and felt my blood boil at the same time. I know Ava's family very well. Vast majority of her maternal family are Muslims. And very kind people who wouldn't even hurt a fly. And they came to this country to save their lives and escape the horrors of war, not spread Islam. You wouldn't even know that either of them was Muslim unless being told. I responded, it's just the majority that's crappy. Ava's family, unlike you, are very kind and respectful people, and condemn acts of so-called Muslims. You know, while you, a perfectly normal person, are sitting on your butt all day, Ava's mother, a filthy Muslim, eager to kill everyone, has done more good in 5 weeks than you did in 50 years. My mother didn't know what Ava's mother is doing. Don't talk to me like that. How can she be so useful when she's just plaguing this country with her religion and takes up workspace? Me, do you have the slightest idea what she is doing? Instead of killing people, she actually tends to critically ill 12 plus hours a day. But you sit on your butt all day. So shut the F up. Still doesn't change the fact that this could be done by someone better. Enough. Remember what we told ourselves not long ago. If you want to hate them, so be it, but shut the F up about Ava and her family. That was the end. This way, I'd like to express my endless gratitude towards every single medical worker and many more first-line personnel during these hard times. As well, I believe that most Muslims are great people, and that extremists, goes for every religion, aren't even true people of faith. And for the people who think that all bad religion-related things are done exclusively by Muslims, do some research on Crusaders. It's funny. I watched JoJo. Stardust Crusaders. Okay. Edit. As many of you said, I should go no contact, and you're right. This, unfortunately, wasn't entirely possible in the past because of other family members. However, I'm planning to make it possible and put my mother down. If she wants to be a B, I will be one as well. Edit 2. I've sent the entire conversation to my father and consulted with him. He and my mother got into an argument, and my mother is to move out. This time, for a long time, and he's currently considering divorce. Meaning that full no contact in years to come is now possible. As well, thank you so much for the support and advice and words. I truly do not deserve that. You guys saw it live here, people. I gave somebody an award. Should I go another story? What's the time at? I can't see what the time I've been recording is. Okay, this one right here in the center. Don't do that. Get her a present. She's your mother. Let's do this one. EM thinks my colorblindness is contagious. She tries to get me banned from school fair. Flare. Little disclaimer, this happened 6 years ago, so COVID lockdown has nothing to do with this. Bit of backstory. I am mildly colorblind. Protanopia, I think. I probably butchered that a lot. I'm not good with pronunciation, unless I truly know the word. And have had this my whole life. Isn't that a whole life thing? Somebody correct me on that in the comments. I mostly struggle with telling the difference between pink and yellow. But there are more colors out there I can't see. This all started when the primary school, my younger brother, 11 at the time, and not colorblind, was putting on a party fair. I don't remember what for, but I think it had something to do with the fair trade. Hold on, I'm moving. Now my mother made me cut out some paper chains, along with other people in the gym to prepare for the fair. More and more people left until I got to the point there was just me and another kid, and an old gentleman in the back. Remember this part. Is he gonna be the, KP, kind person? Okay. And the kid was professional at making chains. I struggled to keep up. I was sitting closer to the piles of paper than he was. When the kid ran out of paper, he kindly asked me to pass some of the yellow paper. I pulled some pink paper out of the pile, thinking it was yellow, and he looked at me confused, so I responded with, "Wait, is this pink or yellow?" And he responded, "Pink," and led me to the yellow paper. I apologized and told him that I was colorblind. And he started to ask questions. They were questions of curiosity, such as, "Do you see red?" or "What color is that?" Then enters EM. The EM in this case was the kid's mother, and had entered the gym looking for the kid's father, and he overheard us talking about my colorblindness. The EM first said, blank, sweetie, please keep your distance. I don't want you to become colorblind as well. Me being utterly confused with, excuse me, you can't catch colorblindness from another person. The EM then proceeded to give me bullcrap looks, then walked out of the gym with her son in tow. I'd say about 5 minutes later she returns with the head of the department and said, "Yep, he's the one." The head then approached me and said, "Are you the one causing disturbances down here?" No, what do you mean? This woman thinks my colorblindness is contagious, and that I'm going to give it to her son. The head, of course, did not believe me, being a 14-year-old at the time who slacked off a lot. My mother overheard the conversation and walked into it and started to defend me, until the EM yelled, "Colorblindness is contagious, and you're going to give it to everyone here if you don't leave." Me and my mom looked at each other. me and my mom looked at her, utterly shocked, and the head was unaware on whose side she was on. Until she said, "Alright, Miss E.M., you, no. Sorry. Alright, Miss E.M., and you slash Cheerio dude number 2, I'm going to ask you both to leave as you're both making a disturbance here." But then the old gentleman in the back of the gym stood up and said, "There's no disturbance, Mrs. E.M. is the only one harassing anybody here," before sitting back down again. Having heard his side, the head banned the E.M. from the school fair. Don't worry about the kid, though. He got to go with his dad. I saw the E.M. drive out of the school and haven't seen her since. Also, as it turns out, the old gentleman was the school's former headmaster. Edit. I want to make it absolutely clear that the kid did nothing wrong. It was all the E.M. Edit 2. As a response to the concern in the comment section, I received a pair of colorblind glasses in 2016, which has been helping me out massively. Edit 3. This one post got me 5 new followers, LMFAO. And 4. The head was the head of department, not the entire school. I thought that I made it absolutely clear when I mentioned the head of department when I introduced her. Wow. Okay. I would be more confused in that situation. Not confused, I'd be more angry, like screaming or something. I'm not a person who gets angry easily, but certain things do make me snap quickly, such as not being allowed to talk while I'm in the middle of a sentence, repeatedly. And, this guy just handled it like a pro. God, if I had the strength of this guy, like the mental strength of this guy. Anyways, I think that's going to be it for this video. Before I go, I'd like to mention about my subreddit that I have, r/while I still can. It's a subreddit to post everyday things you do while you still can. As the name suggests. But it's also a place to, like, enjoy other people's lives and, not compare or judge. It's a judgment-free zone, if you get what I mean. So, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. I sound like the average YouTuber here. Not somebody with 23 subscribers, which isn't at all very much, but it's something compared to me. That means 23 people enjoy my videos enough to consider hitting subscribe. Anyways, I guess I'll see you guys later.